Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chums channel. I started a new series where I am going to explain all the little bits and pieces that are coming on a lightsaber that you might never heard of because you just got into the lightsaber communities and you want to get cracking with getting accustomed with everything in the lightsaber community. So that's where this series is for, because especially with the upcoming new movie, episode 9, there's a lot of new people coming to the hobby and have a lot of questions about lightsabers and whatnot. So today we're gonna discuss on base of this core band Graflex 2.0 kit, which is very iconic, of course, but I'm gonna use it in most of my videos because it's such a good piece, because it has many different pieces that are easy to explain and I can visually show you guys what is what. So today's video is all about the emitter, lightsaber emitters, and what you have to look for, what you have to look out for, and what is their purpose and whatnot. So we're gonna start with the emitter on the Graflex. Makes sense, most easy. Now please ignore this whole bit here. I will explain in a later video what's that and what is purpose for. It's a bit more specific to the old school Graflex design, but we will get to that in due time. I want you to focus on the slanted emitter that you see here. So this piece here, if you're a non-English speaker like myself, we call this a slanted emitter because it slants, like it slides down. I'm not a pro at English either, so forgive me for that, but you get the point. So slanted emitters are one of many variations. You have the normal flat emitters that are just all flat all around, like this, all around, just flat, flat, flat. Then you have emitters with windows in them. Now, windows, what are windows? Basically holes in the emitters. Now, this can be considered a window, so that's why I like to use the Graflex, because it has so many different features that gives you a bit of an impression. Now, windowed emitters are a big thing, for example, on the Ultra Sabers website or Saberforge website, where you find a lot of lightsabers that actually have holes, horizontal or vertical, cut out of the emitter of the hilt, and they shine through the light through the emitter. A lot of people like that effect. Not everybody is a fan of that, so for everybody there's a different option out there. Especially on the Ultra Sabers website, you have options to have hilts, the same hilt, that have emitter windows or not. So you have options there. Check out the Ultra Sabers website. I always think that is a good sample website to actually find more about the differences between what are non hilts hilts with windows and which one are without windows on the emitter. To me, windowed emitters is just a piece of aesthetic. With certain hilts it works really fine and really good, and certain hilts I don't like it because it's sometimes a bit distracting if you have a lightsaber in your hand and halfway through the light pokes out, and it just it distracts me a bit from the hilt aesthetics at times. There's certain hilts I absolutely love it on. For example, the Vader's Vault Rat. If you look it up on Vader Vault's website, you can find that lightsaber. I also urge everybody to do a bit of research yourself, so you can find the websites and maybe see other cool lightsabers they sell on that website. So that's why I'm not going to just show the pictures, because I feel like go to the website, maybe there's a really cool lightsaber for you that you want to buy from them. But on the Vader's Vault website, they have the Vader's Vault Rat. Now, by default, that lightsaber does not have windowed emitters, but you can custom request that, and of course against a fee, Vader's Vault will make holes in it, and it can be horizontal slits, vertical slits, whatever you like. But I like the red more with the windowed emitters than without, because it really gives that Eye of Sauron type of building slash lightsaber feel to it. Especially if you have NeoPixel, then you have the flamey effect. Beautiful with windowed emitters. So that's one thing, the statics, the light shine through, windowed or non-windowed emitters. The shape of the emitters actually do play a part in how a lightsaber feels as well. So as you can see, the windowed, the emitter on this lightsaber is slanted. Now, on its own, that's just a cool design. Actually, that is just aesthetics. It doesn't help to hold the blade inside the lightsaber any better. Sort of, yes. So let me try to explain it. Inside the core of the lightsaber, there is a black pores you can see. Oh, can we do that? Yeah, sort of. It's a bit hard, but camera, where are we? there's a core in there. It's a black centerpiece. That black centerpiece will actually hold your lightsaber blade in the middle. And then your lightsaber blade go up and actually doesn't touch the outside of the emitter. It doesn't, the blade doesn't hit against it. It doesn't sit against it. It just free floats in the middle of the center and goes all the way up. Now, the only time that emitter will help you is if the blade flexes when you do a lightsaber strike. You may be dueling with your friends or something. Then it will hit against the slanted emitter side that is higher, and then you have a bit more leverage, a little bit more strength in your blade on the bottom section. But besides that, I don't think it really ever did much. Besides that, what I do like is lightsabers that, for example, have the blades flush against the slanted piece. When it's against the slanted piece, then the blade actually sits a bit more snug inside the hilt. And why I say this is because there's a one big thing about emitters, and it's not the design. Like, it doesn't matter if it's slanted or not. For me, what's most important is how deep is that blade socket, the blade socket from the emitter. And most lightsaber companies are somewhere between 1.25 to 1.5 inches deep. That means the blade hole ends around here, and then here on the bottom you have your LED, or you have your neopixel connector, so the blade cannot go any deeper than 1.5 inch, for example. Now, that's on its own not very deep. Some blade sockets with some lightsaber companies are on 2 inches or 2.5 inches, and I actually prefer that. There's a downside to it, which I'm gonna explain. The downside is, the deeper it is and you have an in-hilt LED, the brightness is affected, because the brightness the light of the LED have to shine all the way through the hilt to the blade, and then you can see it at this point. So there's already some brightness loss. Not much, a little bit. But the benefit is your lightsaber blade will be super secure inside the hilt. Super secure. It doesn't wobble, it doesn't fly out. I like that a lot more. Some people like to have shallow blade sockets. I don't know why. It also has to do with the hilt design again, how much room is in the hilt to have all the electronics housed, because that's basically a determining factor how deep that hole can be. Some manufacturers just want to keep it at a certain height. That's just the preference. That is what they do. Again, Saberforge, for example, is mostly between 1.25 and 1.5 inches deep, with some lightsaber hilt designs that have a deeper emitter socket or blade socket, and companies like Saberforge, they go sometimes to 2 inches deep, sometimes a little bit deeper. I do like that more, but there's some downsides to that, which I cover in a next video, because there's a bit more to chew on blade depth. So getting back to the emitter, so yeah, when you look at the emitter, always check out the blade depth. Most saber manufacturers will not tell you what is the blade depth. There's only a few that I know that actually show all the specifications, and one of them is the Pastor/Wonderforce. They actually show all the dimensions, so you know exactly what you're going to buy. If you don't see it on the Saberforge website, Vader's Vault website and whatnot, ask them before you make your purchase, and if that's important to you, ask them how deep is the blade socket, so you have a good feeling like, okay, I had a lightsaber before, it was only 1.25 inches deep. I didn't like how much blade wobble there was. I didn't like, the blade didn't feel very secure. It flied out sometimes. Ask them. So you can make a decision on your future lightsaber purchase, because I think that's always a very important part. And it always plays into the emitter design. How did the emitter looks like, etc. Is it a very long emitter with long windows? Is it a very short emitter? That also can give you a bit of an indication on, hey, the emitter is very shallow. How much blade depth do I actually gonna get with this hilt design? I do think that's a very important part. So I hope that this video about emitters helped you a bit. Emitters come in all forms and shapes. It really comes down to the hilt design, Canon hilt and non-Canon hilt, etc. That's going to affect it. For example, Kylo Ren lightsaber, the crossguard lightsaber, has a very distinct different emitter. Flat, and all kinds of little kibble around it, and it's just gonna affect the lightsaber experience when you do different stuff with it. Heavy dueling versus spinning versus cosplay versus just put it on the shelf and whatnot. It definitely has a huge difference. And when you also look at the emitter, take a chance also to look at where is the screw for the blade retention. If it's very high up, next, close to the emitter, then you know probably the blade socket is not going to be very deep. That can help you to indicate visually already, okay, that is not a deep blade socket on that lightsaber design. It's a very helpful tool that I always use. Like, I'm always looking, that's not deep. That's probably not gonna hold my lightsaber that secure. Or, oh, I like that more, or this more. It's a personal preference, but it's something that's important to look for. So yeah, if you have more questions about it, do shoot a message in the comment section, and I can help you out with questions about emitters. Hopefully this video was of use to you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.